Hello students, let us study a very simple concept of graph theory which is very important as well, and it is a base of connected graph which is very important concept of graph theory. So now we have discussed already about the subgraph. So we will consider 5 very important types of subgraph which are walk, trail, circuit, path and cycle. Okay, as I said, they make the base or they play a very major role in the study of connected graph. So let us start with what exactly is a walk. See, walk is a alternate sequence. Okay, walk is a alternate sequence of vertex, then edge, then vertex, then edge, then vertex, then edge, and then vertex. Okay, so it is an alternate sequence of vertex and edge which starts with a vertex and end at a vertex. I can have the repetition of edges, I can have the repetition of vertex any number of time. And while doing a walk, how many edges I cover is called the length of a walk. Right? So if you take any graph, suppose this is a graph. Okay, and suppose this is vertex 1 2 3 4 5, right? And edges are a b c d e f g. So I can start with like say 1. So 1 a 5 g 4 f 3 e 5 g and 4. So this is a walk. So I started with this vertex and I reached to some vertex 4. So this vertex is called the initial vertex. This is called the final vertex. And in between whatever vertex are coming, they are called the interior vertex. Right? So I can define here initial vertex, end vertex and the interior vertex. Apart from this, how many edges came? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the length of this walk is 5. Correct? So length of this walk is 5. Now as the name of the topic, it is the walk and the classification of walk. So now this is the simple walk. Now I can classify walk into two categories. The first category is an open walk and the second category is a closed walk. What is an open walk? Open walk means the initial and final vertex are different. And the closed walk is where the initial and final vertex are same. For example, if I start from 1 and I do 1a, then 5, c, 2, see I'll show you here. I started from 1, okay, 1a, then 5, c, then 2, then b and then 1. So it is a closed walk. Even if I take a full round and come back to 1, repeating n number of time any vertex, any edge, that is also a closed walk. Right? So now the first category is walk, which is an alternate sequence of vertex and edges. And then I have a closed walk and I have an open walk. Okay. Now after this closed walk and open walk, we have two more categories. Now what are those categories? Now let me try to make a flowchart sort of thing so that it will become easy for us. Now first I defined walk. Okay. And in walk I told you interior vertex, initial vertex, final vertex and the length concept. Now I am saying the walk can be categorized into two categories. I have an open walk. I have a closed walk. Now what is an open walk? Open walk means initial and final vertex will be different. And what is a closed walk? Initial and final vertex will be same. Correct? Now, let us see one more example, one more concept. I'll extend this concept to one more thing. Now, in an open walk, if I put a restriction that no edge should be repeated, okay, I am putting a restriction that edge should not be repeated. In that case, it is called a trail. Okay, same way, if in a closed walk, if I put a restriction that edge should not be repeated, In that case, it is called the circuit. So I learned two more terms, trail and circuit. Trail is a open walk where edges is not repeated, and circuit is a closed walk where edges are not repeated. Correct. Now same way I will define one more concept. What is that one more concept? If I have any open walk in such a way that vertex is not repeated. Okay, now vertex is not repeated, then that is called the path. Same way, if I defined a closed walk in which vertex is not repeated, then it is called cycle. So very simple thing, make a flowchart in your brain. Ki walk can be open, closed. When it is open, it can be a trail, it can be a path. When it is closed, it can be a circuit, it can be a cycle. Right? So this is a concept. In trail, edge is not repeated, and in path, vertex is not repeated. Okay. So this is the first part which you need to understand very clearly. When I will discuss about the trail and path, I will define a very important concept of Euler graph. Same way, when I will define about the cycle and circuit, I will talk a very important graph which is called the Hamiltonian graph. Right. Now we are very clear about the definition of these terms. Now these have some simple properties also. So I will just list down the properties for your understanding. What are the properties? See, the first property says that if a cycle contains only one edge, then it has to be a loop. Now simple, I am saying if there is a cycle, okay, and it has only one edge, then to be a cycle, what is a concept? It should be closed. So if it is a one edge, if I want to close it, it will definitely form a loop. Right? So it has to be a loop. And every parallel edge in a graph always form a cycle. Suppose this is a graph. Okay, if I have this parallel, these two are the parallel edges. So definitely this is a cycle. Because I am starting from here and I am coming back to this without repeating any vertex. Correct? Same way, if I want to make a simple, if I take a simple graph, what is a simple graph? It does not have a loop, it does not have a parallel edge. Then the cycle in a simple graph should have at least 3 edges. Obviously, because if I want to make a cycle, I should start from a point and I should come back to a same vertex, right? And it happens in the case of a loop or parallel edges, but parallel edges is not allowed in simple graph, loop is not allowed in a simple graph. So at least 3 edges should be there. Correct. Now I have already told you the number of if I talk about a walk, number of edges are the length. That concept you remember. Now one more property is, if degree of vertex is n and we need to find different path of order r, then it is NCR. This point is very important. Okay, this you remember as a result. If degree of the vertex is n, okay, degree of any vertex is equal to n, and we need to find different path of order r. I am searching for path of order r. Then it is NCR. We will be doing one question based on this. So remember this result. Now, third is a path with n vertices is of length n minus 1. Okay, so I am saying that if there is a path with n vertices, then its length is n minus 1. Now this result is very easy to prove. Now what is a property of a path? It starts from a vertex followed by one edge. Okay, it starts from a vertex followed by one edge. Okay, then some vertex will come, then one edge will come, and it is a open walk, right? It is a open walk, so it should terminate at some other vertex. Suppose C, and I know in a path vertex cannot be repeated. So in a path every vertex is followed by one edge. So if there are three vertex, okay, excluding the last vertex, if I have three vertex, then there will be two edges. If there will be four vertex, then there will be three edges. If there will be five vertex, I will be having the four vertex. So if I have n vertex, then I should have n minus 1 edges. That is the result. So by definition of path only I can prove. How you will define it? In a path, every vertex is followed by one edge, excluding the last vertex. That is why if you have n vertex, you will have n minus 1 edges. Easy? Now see, another result. If a cycle has n vertices, it has n edges. Now same way I can talk about cycle. Now in a cycle what happens? I should come back to the initial vertex. So by definition of cycle, every vertex is followed by one edge. Correct? So if there is a one vertex, one edge will go. Obviously one vertex not possible. Two vertex, then one edge. So like that, after every vertex, one edge is coming till the end. So if there are n vertex, there will be n edges also. So in a cycle, always n vertex have the n edges. Correct? Now the degree of every vertex in a cycle is 2. Now what is this? See, look at this cycle. Now degree of each vertex is 2. Degree of vertex is 2. Okay? If this is a cycle, here, degree of each vertex is 2. Why? Because the cycle has a concept that I can't repeat, in a cycle I can't repeat a vertex. So if I am entering a vertex, I will come out of that vertex and again I will never enter that vertex. Again I will never enter a vertex. Same vertex, otherwise it will contradict the definition of cycle. That is the reason in a cycle, if I am talking about a cycle, the vertex degree of each vertex is always 2. Correct? Now, what is the next property? In a cycle that we have already proved, n vertex, so n edges are there. Okay. Now, if in a simple graph, the degree of every vertex is at least 2, must have a cycle. If you have a simple graph means I don't have the loop and parallel edges, and the degree of every vertex is at least 2, then it must has a cycle. Correct? So these are few simple important properties. So now once we have discussed the properties, let us talk about one example. Okay, let us discuss one example. Now look at this example. Now in this example, I will try to search everything. Right? Now the very first thing I will try, it is very easy to work on this example. Can you search in this example and open walk and a closed walk? Just look at the diagram. Open walk searching is very easy. See, I can start with V1, E1, V2, E2, V3, V6. Over. Let me call it E8. Over. So open walk searching is not an issue. Even if I am talking about a closed walk, since in a walk I don't have a restriction of repetition, I can start from anywhere, take a big round and then come back, and that will become a closed walk. Right? For example, if I want to talk about this example, anything you can take, any simple triangle if you take, that will become your open walk, closed walk, right? Now when you come to trail, then you have to be very particular, because in a trail you can't repeat the edges. Okay? And trail, again, trail is easy. Why trail is easy? Because I don't have to come back to the required vertex. Now look here in this graph. If I start from V1, okay, so let's try this. I'm starting from V1, then I am going to E1, then I went to V2, then I am going to E3, okay, then I went to V5. After V5, I went to again E3. Okay. Now again I am going to E3. And then I reached to V2. Then I went to E2. Then I went to V3. Okay, now what exactly is this? This is a walk, but it is not a trail. Why it is not a trail? Because E3 was repeated. So it is not a trail. Now let us see another walk. Okay, now in another walk, I will take another color. Now suppose I am starting from V1. Okay, so I went from V1, then I went to E4, then I went to V5. After V5, I went to E3. After E3, I went to V2. V2 to E2. Then E2 to V3. Then I went to E5. Then V5. Okay, I came to V5. After V5, I went to E6. And after E6, I went to V4. And I stopped here. What happened? I took a round. I never repeated a edge, though I repeated the vertex, but I have never repeated a edge. So it is a trail. Correct, but it is not a circuit. Why? Because circuit means I should come back to the initial vertex. So that will become the circuit. Right? For example, in this diagram only, if you observe this, see V1, E1, V2, E3, V5. Okay, let us draw, then it will be easy for us to understand. First, I am going to V1, V1 to E1. Okay, then V2, then I went to E3, sorry, E1, then I went to V2, and then I went to E3. Correct? After E3, V5, after V5, E5, after E5, V3, after V3, E7. Okay, and after E7, V4 I reached, V4, after V4 I reached to V6, E6, then I came to V5, then I went to E4 and I am back to V1. This is not there, okay, this is by mistake I did. So it is a perfect close walk where I have not repeated any edge, though I have repeated the vertex V5. So this become a circuit. Correct? So it's very easy to figure out any circuit or any trail in the given graph. So sometimes they ask the question ki search the circuit, search the cycle, like that in the question. Now, can you search a cycle here? Try to search a cycle. Then you can see whether you have a circuit or you have a cycle or you have what, right? Now let us see some example. If I want to search here path, so what is the path? Look at this. V1, E1, V2, E3, V5, E5, V3, E7 and V4. It is a path. See, I'll explain you. From V1 you start. V1 to E1, E1 to V2, V2 to E3. Correct? E3 to V5, V5 to E5, E5 to V3, V3 to E7, E7 to V4. So this is a path. What is the definition of a path? I should not repeat any vertex. I have not repeated any vertex. Correct? If I want to search a cycle means I should come back to the V1. Then only it will be a cycle. Okay. So how I can search a cycle here? See, cycle is so very easy. Let me see a cycle. Start from this thing. V2. Start from V2. If I want to search a cycle, V2 and then E2. Correct? Then go to V3. After V3, go to E5. Any triangle or a closed one will give you V5 and then E3 and then I am back to V2. So this is a cycle. Even if you consider this triangle, it will give you a cycle. If you consider this triangle, it will give you a cycle. Okay, only I have to take care ki I should not repeat anything. Correct? So now this is the one thing. Now let us do one more question to understand it more. Okay, look at this question. Now, for this graph, indicate the nature of walks. Now, I have given you a walk. You have to tell me what type of walk it is. See, when you look at the walk, before looking into the graph, just see, it is starting from V1 and it is ending at V2. So it is definitely an open walk. Correct? Now, if it is an open walk, it can be a trail and it can be a path. So now I will check the repetition concept. First thing I am clear, it is open. Right? It is an open walk. Now I will see edges are repeated kya? See, E1 came, E2 came and E2. So edges are repeated. If edges are repeated, it cannot be a trail. Now check for the vertex. V1, V2, V3 and V2. So vertex is also repeated, so it cannot be a path. So it is only and only open walk. It is neither a trail, it is neither a path. Okay, now look at the next question. It is starting from V4 and V5. So again it is open. Now it can be a trail, it can be a path. So I will see first for trail, any edges repeated kya? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Edge is not repeated. So it is a trail. Now let me check whether it is a path also. So I will check the vertex. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Vertex is repeated, so it cannot be a path. So it is a trail, but it is not a path. Good. Now come to the next question. Now it is also open because it is starting from V1 and it is ending at V5. Now let me check whether any edge is repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So it is a trail. Now let us see whether any vertex is repeated. 2, 3, 4, 5. No vertex is. So it is a trail as well as a path. Easy. So this is how they can ask you the question in exam also. Now let us move to the next question. Now see, it is starting from V1 and ending at V1. So it is closed. So if it is closed, either it will be a circuit, it can be a circuit or it can be a cycle. Circuit means edges should not be repeated. Now see, edges is repeating kya? 1, 2, 3 and 7. Edge is not repeated, so it is a circuit. Now check for cycle. Cycle means vertex should not repeat. Okay. So vertex, see, only first and last vertex can repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vertex is also not repeating. So it is a cycle. Okay, it is a closed walk which is a cycle. Now let us look at the next one. Again it is closed because it is starting with V6 and ending at V6. Now check. Any edges repeating here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6. Edges to not repeating. So it can be a circuit. It is a circuit. Now for cycle you have to check the vertex. Vertex you check 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. 6 is coming, but 6 is the starting vertex. Again check the vertex. Vertex is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, fourth is repeated. Fourth vertex is repeated, so it cannot be a cycle. Easy? So this type of questions are very important for exam. Sometimes they give a graph and they'll ask you, search any closed walk, search a cycle. Cycle searching is very easy, right? Search a trail, okay? And then there is a category when they will give you the walk and they will ask you what type of walk it is. Now look at the next question. Find all path from A to R and tell length. Now when the moment I said path means it is open. Okay, but they have told me A to R I should go. And second, tell the length. And if it is a path, I cannot repeat any vertex. Okay, so let us start. Now first start from A. I want to go to A to R. Can I go from like this? This is a path. So what I wrote, I'll write A, E2, P, E5, Q, E6 and R. How many edges are there? 1, 2, 3. So the length is 3. Okay. Now let's search the next one. A to R I want to go. So A to B, B to R. So how many edges are involved? 2. So I have one A, E1, B, E4, R. Length is 2. Correct. Now one more I will search. Now see, I can go like this. from A to this, like this, like this, and like this. How many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this I am not writing, I am just writing, and length is 4. Correct. Now I will do one more. See one more where I can go. From A to R I want to go. So I can go like this also, na? Like this, coming like this, and going like this. Right. So it is having the length 1, 2, 3. Also I can do like this. I will come like this, this. No, that will become, I will repeat the vertex in that. So I got 3 walks path. Actually, I saw one more where I am missing, that I am looking. One more, you can see more here. It's not like that ki you have the limitation. Let us try to search one more. Now I went, this one is done. This one is also done. And this one is also done. See, one is of length 2. Length 2 I am done. And one is of length 3 I am done. One is of length 4 also I am done. Now one more is there for length 3. If I go from A to E2, A to E2, then E2 to P, P to E5, then E5 to Q, then Q to E6, that is also length 3. Right? So like that you can search so many. So here though I can see 4. So 4 paths are there. So again this type of questions they may ask in the exam. Now look at the next example. Determine the number of different paths of length 2 in a graph. If you remember, I told you a property and I told I will tell you the numerical application of this. I told you that if the number of edges incident on a vertex, means the degree of any vertex is n, and I am searching a length r path, then the number is given by NCR. Now in this particular question what I am asking, find the different path of length 2. So now at the vertex V1 I will have 3, right? So 3C2. Here 3C2. Here 2C2. Here 3C2. Here 3C2. And here 4C2. So this many path I can define. Right? So when I count it, what is the value of 3C2? 3C2 is 3. 3C2 is 3 factorial upon 2 factorial and 1 factorial. So it is 3. Right? So how many I have? 3 plus 3. Okay. 2C2 is 1. Plus 3 and 4C2 is what? 4 factorial upon 2 factorial and 2 factorial. So 4 into 3 and 2 2s are 4, it will into 2. So this will go 3 2s are 6. Correct? So what is the answer? Answer will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So according to this, the total number path of length 2 in the given graph will be 19. Easy. Now let's move to one more example like this. Now look at this. My question is, find all the cycles present here. Now if I am talking about a cycle, you have to take care. If I am starting from one vertex, I should come back to the vertex without repeating any vertex in the graph. Okay, so now let us see. If I start from A, can I come back to A? See, if I am going from A like this, okay, then from here I don't have any way to go back. If I take this turn, I have, if I go, okay, I should draw like this. See, if I go like this, okay, if I go then like this, after this I have only one option to go to C, and from C to A I have no way to go. Right? Same way A to P if I come, P to Q I come, and Q to R if I go, then B. So B to A there is no way. Same way A to P and P to B if I go, B to A I cannot go. See, I can reach back to A only through R, but there is no way towards R. So A cannot make any cycle. Same way you check all the vertex. Now if I look at P, if I start from P, this is a cycle. If I start at a Q, this is a cycle. If I start for R, this is a cycle. So I have 3 cycles. For C, no cycle. For R, no cycle. For A, no cycle. I have 3 cycles, but logically, that is only one cycle. So if I start from a different vertex, then it will be considered as 3 cycles, but overall I have only one cycle there. Okay, and we have already proved, so this cycle concept is done, and I have told you the properties that a path with n vertices have length n minus 1, cycle with n vertices have n edges, and degree of every vertex in a cycle is 2. Correct? So this is what we have discussed. And there are various theorems also which we will be discussing separately. Now come to a very important concept of connected and disconnected graph. I told you that this concept will be very useful. The concept of walk will be very useful for the connected graph. This already I have explained you all the 3 points. So now come to this, ki what exactly is a connected and disconnected graph. See, consider a graph G. Okay, if I have any graph whose order is equal to or greater than 2, then the two vertices, I am saying any graph, if its order is 2 or more than 2, then these two vertices are called connected if there is a path between them. Same way, in a graph, if every two vertex have a path between them, then the graph is called connected. For example, if you see the graph G here, pick up any two vertex, say V1 and V4. Okay, can you go from V1 to V4? Yes, you can go. Can you find out a path from V2 to V6? Yes, you can find. So pick up any two random vertex in this graph G, you can find out a path. So this is called the connected graph. On the other hand, if you look at this graph G dash, if I say what is the path from V1 to V6, you don't have any path. So it is a disconnected graph, and it can be splitted into connected graph. If you separate these two triangles like this and like this, so these two form the connected graph, which are called the component of this graph. Right? And the number of component is represented by kg. So either I will have a connected graph or a disconnected graph. If there is a disconnected graph, it can be splitted into different connected graph which are known as the components, and it is number of component is represented by kg. Okay, so this is a very important concept. Now here there is one more concept. If graph has exactly two vertices of odd degree, then there must be a path connecting these vertices. Okay, this is a theorem. We will not go in the depth of a theorem right now, but later on in one video I will be proving all the theorems. Okay, so now this is the concept of connected and not connected. There are very important theorems also, and as I said, I will be repeating the theorems for you guys. Okay, now I will just give you an example. Tell me it is connected or not. Now look at this graph. Is it a connected graph? Let me name A, B, C, D. So I will say it is not a connected graph. Why it is not a connected graph? Because there is no way to go from A to B. There is no path between A and B. But if I split it like this, AC and BD. So I got two components. So it has two connected graph. On the other hand, if I talk about this graph, so this is connected because I can go from any vertex to any vertex. I can find out path from any random pair of vertex, between any random pair of vertex. Correct? Same way if I make a circle like this and 4 vertex on that, it is also not connected because I cannot reach from one vertex to other vertex. Correct? So this type of questions are there which are very, very important. Okay. And there are questions where they will ask you to find out the distance. Okay, I'll just make one graph and you tell me the distance. Okay, now I'll making one graph, just give me 2 minutes. So I'll just, now look at this example. Before starting this example, a very simple concept. I told you a graph is connected if there is a path between every pair of vertex. Correct? Now I can find out different path between two vertex. Suppose here in this graph, if I talk about V2 and V7, they are two vertex. Can you find out the path between them? Yes. In fact, we did one question where we have find out four path and every path had the different length. I'll just remind you the question. We were working on this question. See, not this one, not this one also, this one. So I defined the path between A to R and all were of different length. So when you find out a path between two vertex of different length, the shortest path is called the length or the distance. Like here the distance between A and R was 2. So now my question in this example is find out the length or find out the distance of the vertex V1 from V3. First question. Distance of V1 from V5, distance of V1 from V6 and distance of V1 from V11. Okay. Now let us start. Now from V1 to V3. See, if I am going from V1 to V3, how many ways you can go? The easiest way is this. I'll take another color. From V1 to V2 and V2 to V3. This is one path. Okay, I can go like this also, na? I can go like this, then like this, then like this. How many edges I covered? In the straight line I covered 2 edges. Here I covered 3 edges. So I shown you two paths. One of length 2, one of length 3. You can find out so many paths. See, I can go from V1 to V9, V9 to V8, V8 to V7. Like full round I can take. But again, the length of the path will be more. So what is the shortest path you can see is of length 2. So the answer for this is 2. Now let us go from V1 to V5. How you can go from V1 to V5? Search your own path. All of you pause the video and search and see how many path you can find out and which one is the minimum smallest path. Okay. So for me, I can see 1, then 2, 3 and 4. Same way 1, 2, 3, 4. So two path I got of length 4. If I go from downside like this 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it will be more. So 4 is the minimum I can see. So answer is 4. Now V1 to V6 you find out. Now V1 to V6 if I am finding out, I can see one straight path like this V1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now from anywhere else if I am going from V1 to V6, I need to cover, see, 1, this also can be done 1, 2, 3 and 4. So both paths are of same length. Correct. And from here if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no. So answer will be 4. Now V1 to V11. V1 to V11 I can easily see this looks very small. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. Any other path can you see? From V1 to V11. V1 to, see, I got a smaller one. This was length 3. I thought it is a small 4. I thought it is the smallest. But if you observe this, 2 and 3. So answer is 3. So this is called the distance. The smallest path between two vertex is called the distance. Okay. Now once you are done with this, a very important concepts come which is called the Euler circuit and Euler trail. Now understand this very carefully. It is very important concept. Now suppose you have a connected graph. The moment I said connected graph, what is clicking in your mind? Connected graph. Okay. So if I have a connected graph means there is a path between two vertex. Every two vertex. Right? Now I am saying that if there is a circuit in G. Now what is a circuit? Immediately it should click to your mind. Circuit was your closed walk in which edges were not repeated. Edges not repeated. Correct? This is how you should learn the definition. So G is a connected graph and there is a circuit in it. Okay, what type of a circuit? Which contain all edges. Then it is called Euler circuit, right? And if in a graph you find a Euler circuit, that graph is called Euler graph. A very, very important graph. Correct? So how I am defining a Euler circuit? There is a connected graph. It has a circuit, and such a circuit which cover all the edges. Then it is called a Euler circuit. And if in a graph you are able to search a Euler circuit, then that graph is called the Euler graph. Now what will be the Euler trail? Again, G is a connected graph. Instead of circuit, now I have a trail. Okay, now I have a trail. What type of trail? It contains all the edges. So basically the word Euler, the moment it is coming, means I have to travel all the edges. But I should not repeat any edge. There is no restriction for vertex, but there is a restriction for your edges. Now, if you get a Euler circuit in a graph, it is called Euler graph. Same way, if you find out any Euler trail in a graph, then it is called semi-Euler graph. Okay, then it is called semi-Euler graph. Now, let us see one example for this. Same way, see, I will just give you an idea. In the next video, I will talk about the Hamiltonian. Like here, I picked up circuit and trail and spoke about Euler graph. Same way, when I pick up path and cycle and I say that I am traveling in a connected graph so that it is a cycle, but I should cover all the vertex, then it becomes the Hamiltonian. Okay, so that will be another branch. So that we will discuss separately. Now look at this graph. You have to show that it is a Euler graph. To prove that it is a Euler graph, what you should search? You should search one Euler circuit in that. And what is a Euler circuit? You should walk on this graph in such a way that you start from a point, come back at the point, cover all the edges and do not repeat any edges. You can repeat the vertex. Now try this. Can you do this? Let us start from P. So from P to E1 I went. Then I reached to Q. Then go to this. Remember, I need to cover all the edges. Okay. Then I reached to R. After R I went to E3. I can repeat the vertex. So coming back to P is not an issue for me. Edge I should not repeat. Okay, I came back to P. Now after P, let's go to E4. I have to come back to P. So I need to leave one edge free to come back. That's why I am not touching this PT. Now I reached here to S. From S I can go to E5. Again vertex is repeated. I don't care if I am coming back to R. Then I went to this and from T I went back to P. So without repeating any edge and by covering every edge, I have done a job. So I have got a Euler circuit. So this is a Euler graph. Simple, very important question. Okay, let's see one more question. Now can you do the same thing here? It is not a Euler graph. I cannot search any Euler circuit. You start from any vertex, say suppose B. From here to I came here. Then I went here. Then I am coming here. Then if I come back to this vertex, I don't have any way to go back. I have to retrace at least one edge. You start with any vertex, this problem will come and I cannot find the Euler circuit here. So it is not a Euler graph. Okay. Now there is a very important property of Euler graph. A connected graph G has an Euler circuit if all the vertices are of even degree. Let me go back. What is the degree of A? 3. So the moment I got a vertex with degree 3 and here also degree 3, it cannot have the Euler circuit. Okay, because I am entering but I am not getting the way back. Okay, same way here if you see, all will have 2, okay, or 4. Even degree will be there for every vertex. That is the reason I am able to search the Euler circuit, because I am going to a vertex and I am coming back. See, degree says how many edges are there. If 2 edges are there, I am coming from here, I am going back from here. Okay, if I have 4, degree is 4, then I am coming from here, going back from here. Then again, by chance, if I am coming back to the same vertex, I have another way to go back. I don't have to retrace these 2 edges. But in case of 3 edges, if I am coming from here, suppose I went back from here. Now from somewhere I came here. Now from where to go? This is covered, this is covered. I can't retrace it. That is what this result is very, very important. Now after this result, I have the base of graph theory. Okay, the base of graph theory, Konigsberg bridge problem, from where the graph theory was originated. Okay, now look at this one. I should have some more questions. Okay, fine. Now what is a Konigsberg bridge problem? See, I will just write the key points. Okay, and you remember that key point, based on that you can write the short note. In 18th century, okay, in 18th century, there was a city. Okay, there was a city with the name Konigsberg in East Prussia, Europe. So you can remember that it was in Europe. So there was a city in Europe, and there was a river, Pijel River. Okay, now what happened? This river was dividing the city into 4 parts. River, this is the river. Okay, and it is dividing the city into 4 parts. One part was A, one part was B, then there was an island P, and there was another island Q. Correct? Now, there are 2 banks and there are 2 islands, and they were connected by 7 bridges. 7 bridges were like this. From A to P, 2 bridges. B to P, 2 bridges. P to Q, 1 bridge. And like this. Now there was a problem posted. What was the problem? Ki you start with any land area, come back to the same land area, traveling all the bridges, but not repeating any bridge. So now go back and connect to the definitions I have told you. What I am telling, start with any vertex. Come back to that vertex. Travel all the edges and don't repeat any edge. So it is a Euler graph. Okay, it is a Euler graph. So this will have a solution if it is a Euler graph. So now you need to check whether it is a Euler graph or not. Right? So let me try to convert this to a graph where the land area I will consider as vertex. So A and B. Okay. Then P and Q. Now edges will be the bridges. Between P and Q there is one edge. Between A and P there are 2 edges like this. B to P also there are 2 edges. Okay. Then A to B there is no edge. Then A to Q there is one bridge, this one. So I will make this, and from B to Q also I have. So this situation was converted into this graph. Now can you find out a Euler circuit here? Because if there is a Euler circuit, it will become Euler graph and problem will be sorted. So many people tried to solve it and they concluded, no, I cannot find out the Euler circuit. And so this problem has no solution. I cannot start from one land area and come back to the same land area covering all the bridges without repeating the bridge. So it does not have a Euler circuit and it is not a Euler graph. And the best way to prove this is that what is the degree of Q? The degree of Q is 3. The moment the degree is odd, I cannot get the circuit. Here also degree is 3. Here also degree is 3. Here degree is 5. So this problem has no solution. So it is a very important question they usually ask, discuss Konigsberg bridge problem. Now come to this graph, this question. Show that this graph is Euler. This graph is Euler means what? Start with one vertex, come back to the vertex, cover all the edges, don't repeat the edges. Start. Here, it seems to be very easy. See, I reached. Over. Right? So few questions are very, very easy. Only you need to be clear with the definition. Now, it does not have a Euler circuit. Of course, it will not have. Why it will not have? Because this is a problematic thing. And before trying, always see beta. What is the degree of this? 3. The moment 3 degree means I cannot get the Euler circuit at all. Right? So this question, that is why I told you the property. Now look at this one. Okay. Now what is the problem with this question? Find the Euler circuit for this. Now it is a very complicated graph. You have to find the Euler circuit. Before starting to find, what you will check? Check the degree of each vertex. Is it even? See, V1 is even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. V2 is even. See, all vertex have the even degree. If it has all the even degrees, means I can find out the Euler circuit. Right? So now I am giving you this as a homework. Find out the Euler circuit for this. Again, don't leave this question. It is a very important question. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, I have not written any question. Let me draw one question for you guys. You can quickly do that. If I have this type of graph, okay. So T, P, Q, R, S. E1, E2, E3, E4, E7, E5, E6. Now obviously it does not have Euler circuit. Why? Obviously because see the degree of Q is 3. Degree of P is 3. So Euler circuit is not there. So I am not asking that question only. I am asking you write down Euler trail for this. What is a trail? You need not to come back to the initial vertex. Okay, you need not to come back to the initial vertex, but you have to cover all the edges. So let us try. Start from P. You can start with any vertex. Okay, I am starting from P. Then even I need to cover all the edges. Okay, then like this. Right? I came to S. Then I can go here. Then I can go to E4 also. After E4, I can go to Q. Then I have two options. Either E5 or E7. Right? So I will go to E7 if I go. Yeah, E7 will also work. See, E7 I can come this and then go back here. Or I can come like this, E5, E6, E7. So I have covered the whole graph. But my final terminal and initial vertex are not same. But that I don't want because I am searching the Euler trail. So I am done with this. So these are the basic definitions and concept. Now in my next video, I will be showing you what is Hamiltonian cycle and what are Hamilton paths. That is again a very important concept. And apart from that, there are few theorems on the connected graph which are very, very important and you must do it. So that also I will discuss in one video. So then we will be covering a major part. By this we will be done with the major part of the graph theory, part 1. After that we will be starting with the trees, binary trees and then Pascal's algorithm and all those concepts. I hope this all is clear to you. Try maximum number of questions and practice to figure out Euler circuit, Euler trail, because that type of question usually they ask in the exam. And even sometimes they ask define this and explain in a graph. So you have to create your own graph. So the walk and the classification of walk is very, very important concept. Thank you.